Finally, the moment that everyone's not been waiting for, where I break down the origins, the creation, and the execution of building a brand for none other than Hawk. And if you don't know, Hawk is a creator on this app. He had reached out to me. We had finally got together to talk about creating a personal brand for him. Like any logo, any design project is getting to know who you're working for, what they like, what they dislike, what they want to visually represent who they are. With Hawk, it was a lot of metal bands, specifically Metallica. So I try to explore visually the elements of that Metallica logo, as well as other heavy metal bands of the 80s. You know, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Van Halen, Dokken, all of these bands had pretty distinctive looks. Very angular, it's very powerful, it's very strong looking. AC/DC is another one that's up there. Power, energy, with guitars and amps and loudness. I try to incorporate all of those ideas. Specifically also the angular of the M and the A in Metallica. I thought, is there a way that I can do that in the H and the K? It's a little difficult. Obviously, if you have an H angling in, you would want the other part of the H angling in, because if you keep it straight like an H always is, then it looks like an A. We didn't want it to look like an A, so you angle that. It lines up nice with an angular A, the angular W, and then you have the K, which is straight there, but then you have that part. So trying to get that all work out. There's a lot of collaboration and back and forth, and that back and forth was magical. It's very rare that you have someone who is really good at knowing what they want and providing feedback that is helpful, that is instructive, that gets you somewhere. We arrived at using a lightning bolt and wings because obviously Hawk, but it wasn't quite right, so we kept revising. And ultimately, I think what we came up with between heavy metal, the username that Hawk uses is a reference to a Honda motorcycle. Thinking about motorcycles, which is power, which goes along with heavy metal. When you think of Honda, you think of Harley, you think of some of those solid logos. So we revised yet again to come up with the final mark, which I think is beautiful. I love it. And then expanded into the custom typeface, if you will, that I created for them. And ultimately, in the end, I think it is a solid mark. To then expand it into doing other graphic stuff, like for their podcasts and for t-shirts. I drew a Donald Trump face. Randomly had an idea while we were talking on text. I was thinking of the Descendants and their album cover, and I thought it would be really funny to do the Cletus in that style. It's just fun to work with collaborators who are all yes and, which is important to creativity, is to be improvisational, right? A yes and approach. I just bored the hell out of you. I am sorry I talked so long. I hope that you found this interesting and instructive. You probably didn't, but I love you. Bye.